I've seen of recent a lot of social media giants going around trying to raise protests. Nobody is stopping anyone from protesting. But we should always remember the unintended consequences, because you do that, these things might be hijacked and people might be injured or killed. We're making efforts to see that we provide avenues for some of these media experts to be embedded with our troops when they are going on operation in the Northeast, in the Northwest, in the North Central, so that they have a feel of what the troops go through and the challenges ahead. Maybe they will have a better understanding. Many officers and soldiers have paid the supreme price in the service of our fatherland. For every commander, I had the privilege of being the commander in the Operation Hardin in the Northeast. The worst thing that could happen to you is when you lose your men and you have to face the family to explain to them. We must remain dogged, supportive, pray.
Respectfully, sir, you sound like a very educated guy. I give that to you. You see, but this speech right here doesn't really work. You see why it doesn't really work? Because number one, the government signed up to be in the position they're in right now. That's why there's an election. That's why there's voting in the first place, for them to show what they can do for their people. The military, the police, the Navy, the DSS and everything, they signed up for this. They vowed to protect their citizens at all costs. Now, the job of the citizens is to uphold order in the land, to make sure your lives are not miserable by chasing us left, right, and center, and to be fair to each other, and also contribute to the well-being of everybody, the government and everyone in the land. Our jobs is to pay our taxes on time, so there's fairness, so we can have infrastructure and all of that. Now, the way you try to make it look like, oh my God, certain people in the media, you want to drag us. Now, we don't even want to be on the streets. You guys have the weapons, you have the technology, you have the funding, you have everything. But what do you guys choose to do half the time? You choose to pick up bandits and terrorists that unalive people on a goddamn daily. You choose to rehabilitate them and throw them back into the same system with us in here. And you expect us, in your words, to just sit down, cross our hands and hope to die, I guess. Because the only thing coming for any Nigerian on any given day is death. That's the only thing that is promised at this point. We are promised every day to wake up in anxiety and stress and not know and panic all the time in a system that even our network doesn't even work. So if something happens to one of us, you hope to God you can still get on the phone and call someone. You want influencers and people on the internet, the media houses and everything to follow you guys in the bush, just so we can have a feel of what you signed up for. I'm sorry, majority of what's going on right now, it's all your faults. It is your faults. Because if you guys did the needful, there's no... Look at America. When you see how they treat terrorists when they find them? Oh no. But Nigeria wants to rehabilitate people that have been groomed from kids to be assassins, basically. You want to groom them. You want to take a set of people who are used to millions and hundreds of millions of naira given to them to now come and get comfortable with the 70,000 the government is offering. 70,000 in this economy. That's the minimum wage. 70,000 can't even get you anywhere. And you think there would not be consequences? You give these people more power and give them a chance to regroup always. You take almost 800 of them and you put them back into the streets. What do you expect to happen? And we all know that certain people in the government are the ones who brought these people into the country. But then they say, oops, we don't know how to kick them out. Get rid of them. And the one that makes me actually laugh is when I hear APC members always say, oh my God, the opposition was out to get us. Get who? You think you're going to be in power in such a high seat and not have enemies? You really expected that, really? And even if, let's say, your opposition is the one that is bringing all these terrorists and everything, is it not your job? What are you taking millions for, billions for, if not to protect thy lands? Every single day, if you're not borrowing money, you've taken out fuel subsidy, at this point, you should have the best technology ever. All the money you guys waste on cars and festivals and displaying non-entity all over the internet for the average Nigerian to think that they're not relevant, you could have been investing that money in high-powered equipments. The funniest thing is that you don't even have to risk our darling soldiers to go into the bush, because that is something a drone can do with ease. A drone even has night vision and everything, and they can see. And these drones, these specific drones that are not even that expensive compared to the money you guys take, has the capability of carrying weapons with them. But you say no. You're not only risking the lives of Nigeria, you're risking the lives of our military. And how many are there at the end of the day? So no, Nigerians cannot be sympathetic to that because we are sitting ducks basically. Every single day we wake up in stress, not knowing what's going to happen in the land, while you guys jubilate and celebrate. Our kids are still in the forest right now, and you guys are so into just, oh, on their mandate they stand. No, we do not have sympathy for things like this because our lives matter. We're not slaves. We're Nigerian citizens that pay the government to protect us. So yes, even if the opposition comes for you, your job is to defend thy people, not to sit and scream up there in your high horses. You think Nigerians don't have better things to do than to be lining up to protest? But you see, that's the thing. That's the only thing that shakes you guys. You think someone like VDM has nothing to lose in his life. He has gotten to this stage where he has the followers, he has the money, he has everything. Instead of him to be chilling somewhere, focusing on the growth of his life and maybe getting a family. No, he's out in the streets risking himself. And all we get to see is propaganda left, right, and center. He's doing what we pay the government to do. Nobody wants to be out there, but we cannot be sitting ducks at the end of the day. We can't be. And you know what? It's so funny that this is the third time I made this video. The second one just magically got deleted. But hey, you get the drift. Stop putting terrorists back on the streets. Clear them up once and for all. Stop risking the lives of military people when you have the money to get the technology you need to do the job. And stop telling Nigerians to be patient or just sit down there and wait. You guys are supposed to be protecting the country till the last day, till the day of election. That's your duty. But instead, all of you are busy campaigning and you tell us to be quiet. And please, let's make something clear. Prayer without action would never work. It's like asking a person just to believe and sit in the bed and while they are hungry, just sit there, because if you pray hard enough, magic is gonna happen. It doesn't work like that. So whenever I hear these leaders and these people say, oh my God, just pray, Nigerians pray. Pray for what exactly? Pray for what? Prayer only works when there is action to back it up. But anyway, see you on my next video.